Mark Wenzel from the Hopkins Group Investment Committee. We thought we'd give you a quick video update given the headlines that have been splashed across the financial pages in regards to the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and more recently the Credit Suisse troubles that are occurring there. So while the headlines are shocking and they make important copy, I think it's really important to look through the headlines and from a portfolio point of view, and the Hopkins Group managed discretionary account portfolios own really high quality businesses, high quality assets, that are going to be able to ride out the any economic turmoil. Now, obviously the other question that gets raised is what happens to Australian banks, and from a point of view of regulation and a point of view of strength of Australian banks, they are the strongest banks in the world, without question. The changes that APRA made a number of years ago in order to require banks to keep a higher level of safe assets against the borrowings, and that's over 11% of assets that are held securely to cover the bank's lending, are the highest in the world. They ensured that there was greater controls around borrowing, so obviously understanding exactly where people were spending their money and whether they could afford to pay back the mortgages, which again adds extra strength to the system. And from an economic point of view, Australia's really well placed. We've got demand for our exports. Obviously iron ore is really strong, copper is really strong, gold obviously is really strong, coal, even though obviously it's not favourable, again continues to be highly sought after amongst the global population. So from an export point of view, we've also got food that's highly sought after, livestock and fish. So from an economy point of view, Australia is extremely well placed to see out any troubles that may eventuate and may spread because of the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank through the system. So while there could be, while there continue to be ups and downs and there will continue to be volatility amongst investment markets, the MDA portfolio is extremely well placed in terms of the way it's balanced and the way it's positioned and the quality of assets that we own. And then from an economic point of view, Australia again is really well placed to ensure that the economy is going to continue to tick along well. Employment's going to remain strong, and certainly if there is any downturn, it's only going to be relatively mild in this country.